There is a lie we've all been taught. A quiet, polite lie whispered to us as children and repeated until it became our default survival strategy. Be humble. Don't speak too loudly. Don't take up too much space. Don't let the world know how sharp, fast, powerful you really are. Because that would be arrogance, right? Wrong. What they called humility was never about growth. It was about control. It was about making sure you stayed small enough not to scare anyone, invisible enough to never pose a threat. But you were never meant to be invisible. You were meant to lead, to dominate, to move like thunder in a world that only rewards the ones who refuse to kneel. You think humility is noble? Then ask yourself this. Why is it always taught to the most capable men? Why are the most talented, focused, dangerous minds told to sit still, while the loudest, most mediocre men walk into rooms and take what was never theirs to begin with? Because the system doesn't reward virtue. It rewards visibility. They don't promote the man who's humble. They promote the man who claims what's his before anyone else even speaks. And while you sit in silence, hoping your work speaks for itself, someone else is speaking over you, louder, bolder, emptier, and walking away with everything you built. In the game of power, humility is not a shield. It's a muzzle. It silences your presence. It dilutes your certainty. It trains you to feel guilty for being undeniable. You start to believe your ambition is dangerous, that wanting recognition means you've failed some moral test. But recognition isn't ego. It's leverage. It's the currency that moves empires. You want to build something? Then let the world know who built it. Otherwise, someone else will put their name on your foundation, and you'll smile through the betrayal, because you were taught that politeness is power. It's not. This isn't about arrogance, it's about precision. There is a difference between speaking with gravity and begging for approval, between knowing your worth and performing humility like a trick for applause. They told you to wait your turn, but kings don't wait. They claim, they speak. They stand tall even when the room trembles, especially when it does. Because the world does not respond to potential. It responds to pressure, to presence, to clarity. And the man who knows his weight does not apologize when the ground shakes beneath him. They said, be humble, but they meant, be forgettable. Smile, nod, shrink yourself just enough so others feel taller by comparison. But here's the truth no one tells you. If you don't state your value, they will assign it. And they will always underestimate you, not because you're weak, but because you let them believe you were. Because you mistook silence for strength, and now you're buried in it. You think they'll reward your restraint? They won't. They'll thank you for stepping back, and then close the door before you ever step forward again. That's how legacy is stolen, not through violence, but through your consent. By saying nothing, by waiting, by folding your brilliance into a shape the world can digest. But you were not born to be digested. You were born to be indigestible, to be undeniable. You've waited long enough. You've bowed long enough. You've apologized for your power long enough. Now rise. Not in anger, not in arrogance, but in certainty. Own your victories. Speak your name. Walk into the fire like it was lit to reveal you, not burn you. Because in the end, history does not remember the humble. It remembers the loud, the clear, the men who knew who they were and dared to show it. So when they tell you to stay grounded, look them in the eye and say, I was never meant to crawl.